Hey guys, it's Doc, and today I'm going to shoot a power washing video, how to power wash your driveway, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently than most people do. So hold on one sec. Hey guys, this is the second video in our power washing series. If you want to see the other ones, you can go to our website, howtowithdoc.com. You can watch it there. The other thing you can do is I put up links to any of these accessories and products and so forth that I talk about in the video. I put up on the website under the video, so on that page you'll see them on there. So go to that website. All right, let's talk about what I'm going to do real quick. Number one, I'm going to show you some tips for the average homeowner on cleaning and power washing your driveway that'll make your life a lot easier, save you a bunch of time, and make a better finished product for you. So the first thing you need to do, I'm going to run through them real quick before I actually show them on the video. Number one, you need to get a surface cleaner. Surface cleaner is real inexpensive, costs you about 60 bucks. I put a link up on it. Use a surface cleaner. Do not use a wand to clean concrete. You'll have these wave marks. It'll look like crap. It'll take forever. Don't use a wand. Get a surface cleaner. Number two, and I don't think I stressed this enough in the video, is after you clean a section of the driveway, keep this in your pocket, take the surface cleaner off, pop this on, and spray off the excess material. There's still going to be a light coat of dirt on the concrete, and you want to get all that dirt off the concrete before it dries. That's how you're going to have that real bright white concrete that I'm looking at right now that I've actually cleaned yesterday. The next thing is understand the pitch of your cement. You always want to power wash the lower side first, and I'm going to talk about the pitches in here. So if you have a sidewalk, if you have a walkway, if you have a driveway, they typically pitch cement, and you don't want to be battling pools of water when you clean. So I'm going to talk about that. Understand that time equals cleaning power. So the amount of time that as you slow down with this surface cleaner, the slower you go, the more cleaning you're going to get. And I also talk about the methods. I also talk about going back and forth and then a light coat this way. I talk about a bunch of different things that'll really step up your power cleaning and make it a lot easier. Now, I'm going to do this with my old pressure washer. If you hadn't seen my video on this one I've had for 7 years. It's about 2,600 PSI, 2.3 gallons per minute. So it's not an extremely powerful one, but I've used it for hundreds and hundreds of linear feet of fence, countless driveways. We've actually used this in a commercial setting. We've done so much with this thing, and I think what I'm going to do is in my next video, now on the website I put up a link to a pressure washer that I really like for the money, and I think I went ahead and I ordered it last night. So I'm going to give this one to my son-in-law, and I'm going to take the new one that I have, and I'm going to finish, I think, the sidewalks in my next video. I'm going to use the new pressure washer to do the sidewalks and the curbs, because that's a little bit different, so I'm going to put that in a different video. So anyways, there are tons of pressure washing videos out there. I hope you like this one. I hope it keeps it pretty simple. I'm going to show you how to do it. I've done this driveway several times, and it really looks nice when it's done. Also, subscribe. Click that subscribe button, and when you subscribe, that way you'll know when you're subscribed when I put out that sidewalk and the curb video. And I'm going to do a restoration on this old fence over here with a pressure washer and stain. And so when I do those videos, you'll also know about it over there. Anyways, I'll stop talking. Let's go out and let's start pressure washing. So again, on my pressure washing video, and I'll put a link to a really good pressure washer that I'm thinking about go ahead and getting to replace this one. I'm going to give this to my son-in-law. He needs one, so I think I'm going to retire this one, give this to him, and I'm going to get a different one. And I'm going to order the same one that I recommend on that YouTube, which I'll put a link under this video on the website as well too. This one is 2,600 PSI, 2.3 GPM. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you that you don't have to have a lot of pressure. That's about the minimum pressure that you can do things like this really easily. This is the attachment that I use. And if you're going to clean concrete, you have to. I forbid you to clean with a wand. I'll say it again. I forbid you to use a wand. You use this thing, and I'll show you why here in a minute. So anyways, I check my oil, fill it over with gas, stretch out my cords. I keep this wand, and this thing just plugs right into where my tip goes. And I'm going to show you how I do it. Oh yeah, one other tip. I put this on that video, and maybe I'll put it on the page too again, but this is a pump saver. This is once you're done with this and you're going to put it away for a month or month to 6 months, shoot some of that into your pump. It attaches right here. It's a little bit of a mess, so do it outside and shoot it into your pump, and that'll keep your pump from getting that corrosion. Okay, so let's look at the nasty driveway. You can see this here. This is my AC drain, which was draining over here, and I did a video about how I moved that. That was draining in here and causing a massive mud pile. Now I've moved it over here so where it drains out on the driveway, and you can see that that leaves kind of a moldy mark. I actually parked my truck outside, so you can see over here, you can see how nasty this looks. But I want to give you a before and after on this too, just what this looks like. So I've got really dark stains. The driveway looks like hell. I didn't power wash our driveway last year, so this has been almost a year and a half probably since I've power washed this. I need to wash this. I'll do the whole driveway. I always do. It looks stupid, I think, if you don't do your sidewalks. So I do my sidewalks. I'll do this walkway, and I do all the sidewalks down there. And I also do, it just looks stupid to have a white driveway and then black sidewalks. So I do my sidewalks, and I actually do my curb. So I actually do my curb and this area here. So I'm going to show you all of that. I don't know if I'll get that all in this video, but at least I'll get the driveway and my setup over here. Okay, so step number one is stretch out your hose and make sure there's no kinks in it. Then drain your hose. Actually spray your hose and make sure all the air is out of that garden hose. Attach your garden hose. Turn your garden hose on, and then hold this down hold it down for a good, I'd say minute or so. And you want to hear all that popping go away. I actually use that kind of a T connector. And I use that double T connector there, so if I want to have an extra hose, especially when I do the fence, and I'll be doing the fence later. But when I do the fence, I always want an extra hose, so I always do a split T there. Okay, so now all I do is I'm just going to remove this nozzle here. Take this off. I'm going to put this right into here. And that's it. But essentially what you have is these things are spinning in here and spraying water, and that's all it does. And I'm going to show you that one circle. Nasty green, full of crap. I'm going to show it to you real quick. There you go. That was 10 seconds. No chemicals, just water. The difference is not that dramatic while it's wet. It really is dramatic when it's dry. But I think you can see how dramatic of a difference this is over here in this area. So that's that little spot I did, and then this is the area. You can see where I've stopped here. Now, let me give you one little tip. This little thing has brushes all the way around it, and they kind of have a tendency to grab a little bit. So what I do is when I'm going this way, I sort of just very lightly just put a little pressure on my handle to this side, So this side's a little bit more up and it slides a lot easier. Then when I come back, I'm actually putting a little pressure the other way on it, so it tilts a little bit up this way and it comes back and forth. And you just do that back and forth. Just move your handle just a little bit and a little bit, tiny bit and tiny bit. Just put a little bit of pressure back and forth. And this thing, you can see I'm doing this with one hand. It's real easy. Yes, I'm naked. I'm naked because I went and jumped in the pool because it's over 90 degrees. So, let me show you, I'm going to show you the area that's drying over here. I'm going to show you another little tip. Oh my God, I can't talk. Heat stroke. You know, if you ever get in your car at the end of the day, it's like 200 degrees. It's scorching. Well, the same thing happens to your equipment, your power equipment out here. It gets boiling hot. So let me show you a little tip that I did. I actually have a little box on here, and all I did was, you look up under it, I just taped a piece of wood. And basically what I do is now my machine is actually in shade. So this keeps my engine actually shaded. I still got plenty of airflow. There's no interference with the airflow, but this keeps my unit in the shade. The other thing you can do is I actually have one of these that I made for when it rains, because sometimes I'll pressure wash in the rain, and I have a little umbrella thing that I made where my unit doesn't get wet. So I took a little break. I went inside and I had lunch, but maybe you can see this. Now this area up here is totally dry, and I want you to see that. My beautiful feet. But I mean, sparkling white. And again, no chemicals whatsoever. If you use chemicals, you're stupid. Sorry to put it that way, but if you're using chemicals to power wash cement, it just doesn't make sense. Unless you have a ton of grease or something. If you have a ton of grease and petroleum and that kind of stuff, yeah, but don't use chemicals on cement. It's stupid. But let me give you a tip. This, most of your walkways that do this around the house, if they're smart, they usually slant this way. And so you always clean this side first. Why do you do that? That's because if you start over here, all this water is going to build up here, and the spray heads will be battling a thick layer of water trying to get down to the cement. So you always clean your lowest side first. Does that make sense? So if you have an area on cement that's going to be where the water is going to be washing towards, clean that side first, then come back uphill. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this walkway tips this way, slopes that way. So I want to clean that side first. Now, let me show you one thing else about driveways. All right, so if you had a good driveway guy, he sloped the driveway this way, and he sloped the driveway this way, so it all slopes in here. The guy that did this one was okay. What that does is that takes all the water down the center and creates a sort of river down the center. That's the way driveways are supposed to be done, cement driveways. So that the water goes in, and goes out, goes down the center of it. You know, I was saying this earlier, and I don't know where I'm going to put this in this video, but I honestly believe this, that if you will power wash your driveway, your sidewalks, and clean your house, the siding on your house, you'll add $10,000 worth of value to your home. I swear to you, at least $10,000. You take that old and make it look new, it's amazing what happens. Same thing if you have a house that needs to be painted. You add a huge amount of value. Look, power washing is really inexpensive. Either you buy one yourself and do it or pay someone to do it. It's probably the best investment you can make. Power wash, but don't just power wash your driveway. Power wash your driveway, your sidewalks, your curbs, and your house, and you'll add $10,000 value to your house minimum. If it's a big house, you'll add $20,000, $30,000. I guarantee it. Hey guys, so it's day number 2. I got more than half done yesterday. I spent a couple hours out here doing this. But I wanted to show you, we had a bad thunderstorm last night, but I wanted to show you the before and after. This is after, this is before. And you can see the difference on that. You can see the difference on that, for sure. Hey guys, excuse the noise in the background. Someone's cutting their grass over there. But I wanted to talk about patterns here for a minute. I do several different patterns in here, mainly to get footage for this video, but I wanted to show you the pattern that I've found that works best for these surface cleaners. Number one, think about this like a hovercraft. So you don't want to put pressure on this thing. If anything, you want to sort of keep the pressure off of it and allow it to float. Remember, it has these little brushes around the edge, and those brushes can grab. So you want to keep it kind of light and let it float. But the best pattern that I've found for this is, and I'm going to go ahead and set up the camera and let you watch this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do half a square here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk back and forth with it. I'm just going to walk back and forth. I'm going to overlap about 30% on my pass. And I'm going to go moderate speed, shift over, moderate speed. I'm going to do that whole thing. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do one light coat this way. And what that does, a lot of times you'll have these path marks. You really get them with a wand. But even with the surface cleaner, you'll still have variance marks. When it dries, you don't see them really, but I see them because I'm OCD. And then I do that sort of back and forth pattern. Then what I'm going to do is, you'll see me, I'll pull that green tip out of my pocket. I'll put the green tip on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the rest of this stuff away from anything that's clean and push it down the driveway. So I'm going to set up the camera and let it run. Alright, so you saw me do that half area, and real quickly, just so you know, if you see me pick it up and blow out that head, it's because I ran over a rock or I ran over a piece of mulch. You don't want anything underneath that head while it's spinning. The other thing is when you're washing this off as the last step, if you see any like really bad dirt stains or mold stains, you can go in there, or you can hit those drainage cracks. You can hit it with that power nozzle real quick. So it's pretty quick, pretty easy, and it's real even and real smooth. None of those lines that you get with a wand or from doing it the wrong way. Hey guys, so I hope this video has helped. Simple ways of pressure washing. Again, click that subscribe button because I've got several of these power washing series coming up. All kinds of different subjects. So click that subscribe button. Don't forget, like it, dislike it, I don't care, whatever. Click one of the buttons. Talk to you later. Dot.